Abraham had two sons. Right? Abraham's sons is called Yishak and who? Ishmael. He said Yishak and he have Isaac. Okay? Isaac and Jacob. Right? We still in the genealogy of who? Shem. Are we still in the genealogy of Shem, right? Okay. So Abraham have these two sons. Genesis 25:28. The two sons had, the son Isaac had who? Esau and who? Okay, now they want to say that Esau is a white man. But this whole genealogy is black people. Alright? So, if Esau is a white man, then who is his daddy and his mama? Well, his mama and his daddy is black, Sarah, and those are black people. And well, when I say that, bronze people. The white people, they are not extracted from Esau, they are extracted from sin. They are extracted from the fall of Babel. That's where they extracted from, and they extracted from black people. Because there were one race of people on the face of the earth. So the white is an extraction of black. Oh, somebody. Yeah, you weren't hearing me.
The black is extracted from
no, the black is the original. The white was extracted from the black. It came from the black. It was extracted. That's why it became white. If you take away a shade, take it off and remove from the black. Now let me show you something. Let's do a test for a minute. Let's say that you have a shade of black here, and you remove a shade from the shade of black. It will then become what? Lighter. And you remove a shade from the shade of that black, it will become what? Lighter. And you remove a shade from that black, it will become what? So you're extracting from the original. And eventually, from removing the shades, which is the pigmentation, which is the hue from the black, eventually when you take all the hue out of the black, it's going to be what? It's going to be white. So the extraction from black will then give you white. So white is not superior over black, but white is subordinate under black. It's the extraction of the black man. So when they look at you think that their color is better than our color, wonder, put them in the sun and see who end up faster with cancer. See who stays in the sun longer without sunscreen and what's going to happen to their skin because of lack of melanin in their skin. What is going to happen to them? And some of the lighter brothers that are not darker than you, what happens to them when they go in the sun? They get red and they start having skin problem too. So that's why they too need some sunscreen. Majority of the dark-skinned brothers don't use sunscreen. But the mixed brothers that was mixed in with the Caucasian after they were pale and became white, and then go back in and mix in with that darker skin, which is now when you take in that and you put it, when you take milk and you put in coffee, it is no longer become black or it's no longer become white. It become what?
Brown.
A brownish kind of color, which will give us those lighter skinned brothers. That's what you do when you go back in and try to mix it back, because what they're doing is trying to take the white and bring it back into its original form, so it comes in a lighter form, and it's not flipping white. It's just a blend. It's a blend that they're trying to put back. In order to get all the way back, sin has to be removed. And when sin removed, don't you start seeing they start acting like you? All of a sudden they start realizing, well, I can be Hebrew too. And they start talking like you. And they start wanting to look like you. Because they are coming back to the original form which they was extracted from.
Praise yeah. Praise yeah.
So now you have Esau and you have Jacob. We still in the descendants or the genealogy of who? Jacob is the father of who? Jacob, Yaakov, is the father of who? Say it, people, you know it. Yisrael is who? The 12 tribes, right here. Yisrael. Jacob is the father of the 12 tribes, which is the Hebrew people. So if the Hebrew people are the descendants of Shem, then we can't be from the curse of Ham.
Come on, man.
Don't let nobody tell you that you are Hamite. No, you go back to the word and trace it back, and you would see that Abraham, who became the first Hebrew by going over, is your ancestor. And if you are children of Abraham, and Abraham is a descendant of Shem, then you must be even not in the. So when people say, well, how do you know, are you the original from the land? How do you know that you're Hebrew? Well, Hebrew is not just by the genealogy. Hebrew is by the faith, which is Abraham became a Hebrew. So now we are under the faith of Abraham, which make us a Hebrew. But we under the genealogy of Yaakov, which make us an Israelite, which you can't make a Israelite. Listen, a Israelite are dark-skinned people. Israelite are people with brown skin. So guess what? The people that is extracted from that is not Yaakov. The people that when they lost their melanin is not Yaakov, because the people that have the melanin in their skin. But let me tell you something. Some of you said that that the white people came from Esau because of the curse. No, the curse bring about the different nations. The curse bring about the changing of the skin. The curse bring about the changing of the language. The curse did not bring about just a white man. It bring about all type of people. The Asian, it bring about the people from the different European countries. It bring about all sorts of people. But the people that was in the land, the mixed multitude, they were not white people. The mixed multitude was people, because Esau was not mixed multitude. And Esau was straight up black. But Esau, he said, I hate, and Yaakov love. Esau was not considered a Hebrew Israelite, because guess what? He only was given to Jacob. And the Egyptian that looked like us was not called Hebrew. They was called Egyptians. But they look like us. Exactly. So they still a mixed multitude of people. They are from the Canaanites, the Canaanite people, the Jebusite people, the people from Ham, the people that from all of these races. Now the Canaanite people came from Ham, which Canaan became cursed. Yes, we know Canaan was cursed, but Canaan is not our descendants. Our descendants is right here, from Abraham, from Ishaq, from Yaakov. That's our descendants right here. And our descendants is from the descendants of whom? Shem. Let's go. Oh, we still there? Yep. To hear what he says now. And Noah lived 29 years and brought forth Terah. And Terah brought forth Noah, lived 190 years, and brought forth sons and daughters. And Terah lived 70 years and brought forth Abraham, Noah, and Haran. And this is a genealogy of Terah. Terah brought forth Abraham, Noah, and Haran brought forth Lot. That's where Lot come into play. It was Haran's son. And Haran died before his father Terah in the land of his birth, in Ur-Kasdim. Now, which is where you have
Iraq.
the Arab people, the Iraqian people, Ur-Kasdim. But there was something here that you ought to see, that it was the intention of Terah to take his family down to Egypt. He knew of the sin, because I hear people say that, Terah was, he was in a land full of sin and he did not want to leave, and he didn't want it, so Noah had to leave. No, Terah had the intention to leave and to go down to Egypt. Now, he did not make the journey to Egypt because he died before he got to Egypt, but the vision of what his father had came to Abraham. And Abraham followed through on it and then took his, let's see. 29. And Abraham and Noah, it said, okay, in the land of Uz-Kazim, and Abraham and Noah took wives, and the name of his wife was Sarai. And the name of Noah's wife, Nahor's wife, was Milcah, the daughter of Haran, the father of Milcah and the father of Yishak. And Sarah was barren and had no children, and Terah took his son Abraham and his grandson Lot. Who did that?
Terah.
Who did that?
Terah.
Terah took his son, Abraham, his grandson Lot. Come on, hold on. Oh, okay. His grandson Lot, and his son Haran, and his daughter-in-law Sarai, his son Abraham's wife, and they went out with them from Ur-Kasdim. So he took them out from that place to go to the land of where? Canaan. And they came to Haran and dwelled there. So they were on their way to Canaan. But from Canaan, they made a stop in Haran. That's where he died. And then in Canaan was a place that the master did not want Abraham to stay. So he's going to further take Abraham to the journey down to Egypt. So they were on the way down. Well, I said Haran was going to Egypt. No, Terah was going to Egypt. Terah was going to Canaan. And then Abraham took the journey further from the master, and he went down to a place that he didn't know nothing about, hadn't heard about it. So after stopping in Canaan, which is only a few days' journey from Canaan to Egypt, so they stopped at Canaan, and that is where Abraham is going to come back, and he's going to spend the rest of his life in Canaan. Oh, let's go. So you see right here, we finish in verse 31. And Terah took his son Abraham and his grandson Lot and his son Haran and his daughter-in-law Sarai, his son's Abraham's wife, and they went out with them from Ur-Kasdim to go to the land of Canaan. And they came to Haran and dwelled there. And the days of Terah came to be 205 years, and Terah died in Haran. So he died in Haran. Then the vision is going to come to Abraham. And Abraham is going to not stay in the land of Canaan, which became a very sinful place for him. So the sin that was in Canaan, that sin was so deep, because the Canaanite tried to get the Hebrews to worship Baal or Baal. So, yes, the place that where they were in Kasdim was a sinful place, but Canaan became even more sinful, or even much more sinful place. And that place become so bad with sin that the master said that the Canaanites would be wiped out from the face of the earth. Completely wiped out from the face of the earth. But it was in that place that our people was on their journey back. They make another stop in Canaan. And while they were coming out from Egypt and stop off in Canaan, the Canaanites say, come, let me teach you about Almighty One. And you can serve him. His name is Baal. And that Canaanite deity is the same deity that is now existing in the Christian religion, which is the word L-O-R-D.
Exactly.
That came from the word Baal, which is the Canaanite deity that the Christians had adopted as their own deity, and now they name it L-O-R-D. And it's the same, spirit. And then they took, they took the Greek Jesus and mix it with the Hindu Krishna. And they call him Jesus, Krishna, Christ, Jesus Christ. That's where they worship. That's how the worship goes. So whenever somebody tells you that you are from Ham, you tell them no, you are a liar. And the truth is not in you. Because the truth is that I'm a Shemite. The truth is that I'm a descendant of Abraham. The truth is that I'm a descendant of Yaakov. The truth is that we from the 12th tribe of Israel. And we are called Hebrew Israel, Hebrew Israelites. We are from Shem, not from Ham. Ham was cursed. Yes, we know. Not even Ham was cursed. Canaan was cursed. So again, you let them know. To extract, to take away, to remove, to pull from. Henceforth you get. Now let me put another way around. The blonde or the white has always been a curse. He said anything that is bleached out or blonde. Torah teaches us that anything that is bleached or blonde came from a curse. So to say that we are the curse and to try to name us Hamites when you know that we're Shemites, when you know that you came from us bleached out and blonde and you are black, but then you want to call us black. When you know that you want to call us burned face, you want to call us Cushites, you want to call us Kemet, which is the burned face from the Romans. You want to call us, we are the burned face people. And then you want to turn around and call us Moors.
And niggers.
And niggers. And all sorts of words that you want to call us derogatory word, but you don't realize that you are a byproduct of us that became a sinful nation. You are a byproduct. Unless you return to the original stock, which you can come in and just blend your way in by taking your white milk and put in our black coffee in order to get some black kids. You're not going to get them. You're going to get mulatto. You're going to get some bleached out mixed mocha. That's what you're going to get. But in order to get black and dark like this, you're going to have to go back to the original word.
Yes, sir. Hallelujah.
They're going to have to be reborn.
That's where you got to go. You got to go back to the original word. Well, can you come back? Can you be one again? Well, we would see. Because if you go in the book of Nehemiah, you know that he had removed, when you tried to come back in and mix in, he moved you out. And said that you couldn't come and worship at the temple. You could not come in that way. Just like the Moabite people could not come back in. But Ruth got a way back in through,
Obedience.
repentance and obedience. You can't just push your way back in and want to come in and blend in with us by having children in us and believe that's what's going to bring you back in. No. Once you extract, don't you know that your government say that 1% of black blood make you black? So you want to say that, well, I'm telling you. So what about the 100% now of us that have 100% in us? So don't you know that you have to go back and acknowledge that you were once us and that you are the extraction from us? So you can't come and enslave us and say that you're superior over us when you are the lesser byproduct from us? How can you come and say that you are ruler over us? And that we must bow down to you, and that the word said that we should have no other nation ruling over us. Help me here, somebody.
Yeah.
So when you have an extraction that become a distraction, you hear what I'm saying? I said the extraction became a distraction. To distract us because you've been extracted from us. So now you want to come and confuse us because you came from confusion. You see, you were born out of confusion. You were born when the language was confused. You were born when you were scattered. So now because you were scattered, then you want to make us scattered. Now you want to take us from our original land and scatter us all over the place because you were then the one that was rejected from the land and was scattered. So now you want to scatter us. Now you want to enslave us. Now you want to See, everything that is given unto them, they try to swing it around back and give it unto us. But it says that the oppressor shall become what? The oppressed. It said that the one that has sold your children will then have their children be sold.
That's right.
The one that ravaged your people, they themselves would be ravaged. Hear me. You are not less. You are above only.
Yes, sir.
You are not beneath.
Yes,
You are not you are not the Oreo cookie. No, you are not that. They are the Oreo cookie. Guess what? We are on top and below.
Come on.
But to find your way back, you'll have to come back and acknowledge the Messiah, Yahushua HaMashiach. You would have to acknowledge him. He is not blonde, pale, and bleached out. He is sunburned and dark, like Shalomo, like the sister said about Shalomo. He was black like the sun, that was one that was burned by the sun. His feet was like burned bronze, and his hair was like woolly. His hair looked like a brother with some knots and dreads. Come on, brother, let me show them. Come on here. Let me show you. Let me show you. Let me show you what he had. When you close by, he had some dreads, like dreads. He had some nappy hair. That's what you want to call nappy hair. Some of you call it nigger naps. But guess what? Hallelujah. He got some naps. He got some, you see what I'm saying? And Samson had a whole bunch of them that was joined together, like 7 of them that was clung together like that. You ain't got no other nation have no hair like that clung together unless he is one of us. They trying these days. They trying to get beeswax and all this other stuff in order to lock it in. But you know, it's still not
Natural.
the natural locks. So when you hear people giving you or trying to force feed you with lies and deception, all you got to do is ask the Spirit to reveal and give you wisdom and take you to His Word. He will take you there to His Word. So again, with your understanding and with your spiritual insight, with your eyes that is open, have you been deceived to believe that you are Hamites, or were your eyes open to the Word in your scriptures that tell you that you are Shemites?
Praise yeah.
Or you want something more? If you want something more than that, I can take you to a place that gives you more, because all of the genealogy from Adam to Messiah is written in the book. And it's right there in Matthew and the first. If you want to write the book and you said that we are going to give you a new covenant, well, it's in the beginning of your new covenant of the genealogy of the Hebrew people. If you want to rewrite it again, then you go in the back of the book and you would see another page, another book in the back of your book that said the book of Hebrews.
Yes, sir.
They didn't say the letters of Shaul. They didn't say the epistles. No, it didn't say that. It didn't say some script. What it said? The book. A complete book. Where's the rest of it? You gave us a few pages. Where's the rest of the book?
Right.
It's a book of Hebrews.
Yes, sir.
Not a few pages of Hebrews. What else that is missing in that book that you only extract a few pages and still couldn't hide it? You extract a few pages and you put it there and you say, this is the book of Hebrews. Well, how big was the book? Like this? Or was it big as this? How big was the book? The same book that you put in the back there and say is a book. The one you call Biblos. Biblos is a book. One book. You said that we have 66 books in the Bible. You mean you extract from 66 books and you put some pages in there? So where is where is the book of
Judith.
the book of Judith? Where is the book of
Enoch.
Enoch? The book of Tobit? Where is the Apocrypha?
Where's the Maccabees?
The Maccabees?
Where's the life story of Adam and Eve?
The life of Adam and Eve. Where is Wisdom of Solomon? Where is Esau? Where is all of those books? The book of Jeshua. Where is all of those books?
Where's the epistle of Abraham?
The epistle. But you mean you just extract a few pages and try to bind it together and you call it canonizing and you canonize it and you want to force feed us with some lies and deception and you want us to accept that? Wisdom is being brought to our people, the knowledge and the truth of the Most High, Yahushua HaMashiach. You want to take away his credibility and you want to say that he didn't create the earth, so you give all the credit to God, which is a European derogatory for God, which is a reverse dog for the word that you call God, that you want a derogatory our mighty one.
That's what they sleep with too.
Oh, we know what you're doing. We seen you. Oh yeah, we looking at you. And we exposing your lies and deceptions. And we're not falling for the okie dokie. Oh no. We're going for the true McCoy. Do you know who he is? Our brother. The real McCoy. Did you know he was a brother?
Yes, he was.
Oh yeah. So tell us the truth. And the truth will what?
Set you free.
Make you free. It won't set you free.
Make you free.
It'll make you free. Have you been blessed today?
Hallelujah.
So I want you to do that with me. Listen, audience, I want you to go with me right here. Go tell it under my mountain, over the hills, and everywhere. Go tell it under my mountain. Yahushua is alive. And he comes from the genealogy of Shem.
Hallelujah.
Come on, give him a praise. Thank you again, listen, audience. I am Prophet Reggie from Power Pack Ministry. You want to reach us? Call us at area code 813-317-6806. Shalom.